Welcome to reality. You're now on the Code of Mind channel. Imagine you open your bank app. The balance is there, everything is fine. But next to the amount, a small timer suddenly appears. 7 days, 6, 5. And at the bottom, a neat line. The unspent remainder will be automatically annulled for the purpose of stimulating the economy. This is not a scene from a dystopia. This is a logical continuation of what is already being tested in the world. Look at what is already happening in the real world. More than 130 countries are officially studying or testing central bank digital currencies, CBDC, central bank digital currency. China has been running pilots of the digital yuan since 2020-2021. In certain cities, people were given digital vouchers that could only be spent until a certain date, otherwise they simply burned. Nigeria launched an era. In parallel, the authorities restricted access to cash and carried out a monetary reform. People lined up at ATMs, protested, because there simply was no paper money. This is no longer a conspiracy theory, this is a test ground. The model is being tested. What will happen if cash is taken away from people and only what can be turned off with a button is left? They are trying to sell us the idea in a polished, attractive way. A central bank digital currency is presented as just a convenient, modern form of money. Faster, cheaper, safer. In reality, CBDC is money issued directly by the central bank, not through a commercial bank but through an official digital wallet. Each unit is a record in a database controlled by a single authority. Every transaction is traceable and potentially programmable. In BIS, Bank for International Settlements, and ECB documents, they openly discuss the concept of programmable money, money that can be given conditions in advance, where it can be spent, on what, how it can be used, and even limited by an expiration date. The difference from ordinary cashless is simple. Right now, your bank account is numbers, but the money itself does not know what it is spent on. Restrictions are imposed by the bank, the state from above, sanctions, account blocks, and so on. CBDC, by design, can be special from the start. One coin only for food, another only for green purchases, a third works until the end of the month. That is, rules can be built into the money itself, not only into banking software. The idea of expiring money is not new, but with digital currency it becomes disgustingly convenient. Examples that have already existed in the world. In China, local authorities distributed digital coupons to support consumption after COVID lockdowns. The vouchers worked like gift cards. You have a schrock, a place, and a list of stores. Didn't make it. That's it, the code burned. In economic research on the digital euro, this is discussed directly. Digital money can have a limited validity period, be targeted, usable only for certain categories of goods, and only within a specific region. This is presented as a tool of environmental, social, and regional policy. In an academic work on Malaysia's new digital currency, the concept of a validity date is proposed, an expiration date for the digital ringgit, so that the central bank can better control the velocity of money. That is, the very thought that money can end by time is no longer fantasy. This is discussed not on conspiracy forums, but in official documents and scientific articles. Right now, this is presented as a tool for stimulating the economy. So that people do not save but spend, we will give them money that will burn if it is not spent in time. That's good. The economy will move. At the next step, it is enough to just slightly move the slider. First, bonuses with a timer, then social benefits with a timer, then public sector salaries with a timer. Spend on what is necessary, don't save for unnecessary things. Then all money with a timer, so there is no crisis due to excessive savings. And then you live like a hamster in a wheel. Received, spent, no cushion, no freedom of maneuver. In China, a social credit system has been built for many years. Points for correct behavior, fines for incorrect. From fines for crossing the road to wrong posts online. Officially, the digital yuan has not yet been declared as part of this system. But the logic is clear. You have a single digital wallet. The state has a single citizen rating system. Technically, linking one to the other is a matter of software, not cosmic technologies. What could an ideal citizen look like in such a system? Eats according to norms, less meat, more correct food, does not spend much on harmful entertainment, does not try to cash out and does not move money abroad, buys approved goods and services, travels little, carbon footprint, all that. And now imagine that money in your wallet gets a parameter. You can spend only on, you cannot use for, valid, until. This is no longer a question of technique. In documents on the programmable digital euro, they explicitly consider the possibility to restrict the use of money in a targeted way by category, by territory, by term. The digital concentration camp scenario looks like this. You wrote the wrong post, your reliability coefficient dropped. Now you cannot buy a plane or train ticket. You spent too much in bars and on meat. The system considers you risky for health. Part of your money can now be used only in a pharmacy and a supermarket. You owe fines. Your wallet simply does not process some operations until you pay what the system considers a priority. And all of this can be presented like this. It's care about you, about your health, nature, safety, financial discipline. That's how a digital paradise is built that very easily turns into a concentration camp. Right now, cash is the last hole in the net. You can withdraw and spend anonymously. You can give to a person hand to hand without intermediaries. You can store cash outside the system, and that is at least some protection from a sudden block. Look at what is happening with cash in parallel with the discussion of CBDC. In some countries, they introduced restrictions on paying cash above certain sums under the slogan of fighting money laundering and tax evasion. In Nigeria, when they promoted a naira and at the same time changed banknotes, people literally fought for cash because the digital system could not handle it. ATMs ran empty. Business stopped. A world where there is no cash looks like this. Any of your purchases is data in the system. Any wrong transaction can be blocked in advance. Any wallet can be disabled. Any person can become a financial ghost in one day. And you don't need to physically run after anyone. Grab them by the collar, shove them into a police van. It is enough to turn off access to money, and the person will come themselves, sign themselves, apologize themselves, because they have neither cash, nor an alternative system, nor time. Their money now has a timer. The most interesting thing is how they will sell it to people. They have already started rehearsing. No delayed transfers. Everything is instant and free. No counterfeit bills and no risks of losing cash. The guarantee of the state is more reliable than a bank. A digital wallet is just modern and green. And then they will add cashback, bonuses, promotions only when paying with the central bank digital currency, discounts for those who gave up cash in the name of ecology and fighting the shadow economy. Over time, restrictions and commissions for withdrawing paper money until it becomes simply meaningless. And the main thing, everything will happen gradually, step by step. There will not be one black day when they announce, "Welcome to the digital concentration camp." There will be many small improvements, after which one day you will suddenly wake up and realize a wallet without surveillance no longer exists, work without being tied to a digital ID too. Money without a timer and conditions is almost gone. Money is now not just paper or a digit, it has become a tool of training. You no longer have full freedom of action. You cannot just exit the system like from a bus, you are already in it. But here's the question, is the system in you? The matrix, as always, does not start with the external, it starts with internal consent. From the second you say, okay, it's simpler this way, as long as they don't touch me. But if you don't want to be a cog, you still have paths. Not radical, not rebellious, but conscious. Here's what you can do already now, while they still haven't closed all the doors behind you. Keep at least one level of anonymity. While you can, keep cash. Not to hide or deceive, but not to become a hostage of one button. Keep it like the last piece of manual control in a world of autopilots. Once a month, pay with real money. Support someone who still works outside digital traces. Show the system that you remember what it is like to not live under a dome. Don't sell your soul for cashback. The system will persuade you. Download a new app, get a bonus. Register through a state identifier, get access to privileges. Link your data to receive personal offers. Every such step is minus 1% of your autonomy. You yourself hand over the keys to your own space. Remember, what is easy and convenient is almost always not for you, but against you. Create a parallel layer. You cannot cancel CBDC, but you can build an inner bunker. Exchange with people you trust, values that are not measured in tokens, craft, skill, knowledge. Everything that cannot be blocked with a button. While others learn to pay with QR codes, you learn to be useful without the internet. Don't be afraid to look strange. When you start talking about it, people will roll their eyes. Oh, here we go. A sect. Foil hats. Theories. That is exactly what the system needs, so that you shut up. So that you feel ashamed to be conscious. So that awakening looks like a disease. Whatever. You didn't wake up for likes. Turn observation into an observer. The most important thing is not to be just outraged, but to observe. You are a player who looks at the rules and asks, who wrote them? While you look, you are alive. While you are aware, you are free. While you choose, you are not a number. And yes, the system is very smart. It does not attack, it persuades. Through benefit, through fear, through comfort. But you are more than just the sum of your conveniences. True freedom is not in running away, but in knowing who you are at any moment. The outside world perhaps has not changed. CBDC is still crawling into everyday life. Cash disappears from ATMs. The news whispers, nothing strashno, it's just technology. But now you see, you no longer sleep on the same level. You know how it works. You feel where they are leading you, and you choose whether to go there. That is awakening, not aggression, not panic, but pure consciousness in a noisy world. Thanks for being here on the channel. See you in the next video. Bye, everyone.